Morning. Well, it's day 20. Bloody hell. 20 days. Wow. Not too bad this morning. Stomach's a bit dicky, but other than that, fine. Um, was a bit tired last night, so I went to bed early. Slept in till about maybe 6 o'clock, and then kind of sat up for a bit. But overall, I'm doing all right. I think actually yesterday's therapy went pretty well, although there weren't as many people there, which was probably down to the really nice weather we were having yesterday afternoon. Um, and then I kind of went into town for a bit, and then just got on the bus straight home. Didn't really, didn't really do a great deal. Um, but I did keep busy in the morning yesterday as well, kind of doing chores around the place and stuff. So all in all, it's been a productive day, and obviously I've been writing about my experiences today as well. Um, I'm going to try and be a little bit more humorous in my posts now, and kind of be a little bit light-hearted with them, because I know some of them have been quite heavy duty, and maybe some have been sort of quite, I don't know, quite hard to read or quite hard to listen to in terms of the posts and the videos. But I can assure you, look at me, right in my eyes. I'm still the same person that I've always been. I've just had a few issues to work through, that's all. Okay? Nothing else is going on. I haven't suddenly turned loony. Well, I know that's not a politically correct term, but that's what a lot of people who haven't been on this journey with me might think if they were to suddenly find out about it. Like my dad, for instance, he thinks that I'm going to be fucked. But you know what? I was already fucked to some extent, which is why I'm in this mess in the first place, and he's actually probably partly responsible for it. But I mean, when you actually open up about something like this, and then your own father laughs in your face, what are you supposed to think? Then he wonders why I don't actually share stuff with him. Oh, you don't talk, you hide things. Yeah, what do you expect when you react like that? What do you expect? You lot never talk to me. I'm your father, I know more than you. Well, you don't know about my own experiences. You don't know more than me about the experiences that I'm currently having. You might be 72 years old, and you might have lived in this country for 45 years. Doesn't mean you know everything, because you don't. Nobody does. And that's my gripe, and that's where I think a lot of this stuff originates from, a lot of the issues, because when you stand out and you're already kind of like being singled out for criticism and ridicule and humiliation when you're at school, right? To then come home and get a load of stick from your own father as well. Of course you're going to internalise things because you don't feel like you're at an age where you can stand up to it. And it's like, people just don't understand how hard it can be sometimes to keep putting on a brave face and saying, yeah, I'm alright, how are you, I've always kind of played that role where I've kind of put a brave face on and put a show on, because that's how I get through it. But there are times when that isn't enough. There are times when you have to actually turn around and say, you know what, I've still got all these feelings inside. I have to confront them, I have to deal with them. It's not enough to just bury them anymore. That's why I'm doing this. It's not to dwell on the fact that I'm going through a difficult time at the moment. I'm not after attention. or anything like that, or sympathy. I'm not after any of that. What I'm trying to do is be honest with myself and be honest with other people about how I've been feeling the last few months, and try and explain why, you know, in the hope that other people will understand and possibly relate to it. That's why I'm doing this. There's no other reason. It's not like, oh, you know, I've got such a terrible life and I've got all this shit going on. No, that's not what I'm about. What I'm trying to do is end the stigma and the prejudice and the ignorance surrounding issues such as these. That's what I'm doing this for. Okay, so if any of you are growing tired of these videos or the blog posts, it's quite simple. You can leave the group. Okay? Because I only want people on this group who are actually prepared to understand and prepared to be open about things. You know, and that's it. No time wasters for me anymore, because people have wasted my time over the course of my life enough, over the last 10, 15, 20 years. You know, and that's probably why I've got to this point in the first place, because I always put everybody else's needs first. Oh, so and so needs a hand. Oh, I'll go and help them. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, mate. Here, let me help you. Let me help you. But, you know, which was great. It was good to be able to help other people, but sometimes you've got to be strong enough to admit that you need help yourself. And that's what I'm doing, you know. But one really good thing to come out of yesterday, when I was on my way home from therapy, was there was an old woman who lives nearby, who was probably in her 80s or maybe even older. She was having trouble crossing the road. She had bags of shopping with her, and there was a car about to turn onto the road that she was crossing. So I then quickly ran over to her, helped her across the road, and helped her on her way. And thankfully, the driver of the car was that was about to turn on that road, was really, really patient, and he actually said thank you, and I signalled to him to say, thank you for being patient, and I helped her across the road, and she was really, really happy and really appreciative. And it's nice to do little things like that. These days, no one even bothers about things like that, and it was good to kind of do little things like that for me. I mean, I don't expect it to be a big, I'm not trying to make a big thing out of it, but the reason I'm mentioning it is because it was nice to get out of my own head for a change and actually be able to help somebody else. And that's a main reason why I've actually set up this group, so I can help others as well as myself. Because I want to be able to understand this journey that I'm on, and I want to be able to help others understand their journeys too. Because I think, although everybody's journey is different, there are certain feelings and emotions and experiences that we're going to have that are going to be the same, if not, are going to be the same, or at least very, very similar. And for that reason, it's good to open up, and it's good to share, and it's good to kind of get a support group going if you need it. Because we all need support and we all need help from time to time. But there are two types of people when we're in that situation. There are those who admit it and those who don't. And those who don't are actually the weaker ones. The ones that admit it are actually the ones that have courage and real strength. Strength isn't about, oh, look at me, I'm so strong, look at my muscles. No. Strength is about being knocked down and then being able to get back up again. That is strength. Strength isn't about never having problems and never falling down. Everybody falls down, but it's the people that keep getting up every time they fall down. They're the strong people. They are the very, very strong people. So we need to end the stigma and the prejudice about all of these kind of issues right here, right now. So if you're with me, let me hear you say, hell yeah. And on that point, I'm going to go, so I will see you later. Bye bye.